yeah, okay, they walked in, they lost it to FPX, but they still had a good start. Now you're going up against the Liquid, who, for me, is probably better at this map.
Yeah, are they going to come up with the FPX form or go back over to Team Liquid and G2's games in the group stages where they found 3 rounds in the attacking side both times? That's the question that remains to be answered. And realistically, when I look down towards the likes of the NIP, I don't even know. There's no way to guess day-to-day what their performance is going to look like because it's just been so inconsistent.
All I'm going to say is we have made it this far, Mitch. This is the Allied Esports Odyssey Valorant tournament. It's our first playoff match. It's NIP going up against Liquid. We've got bind. Twitch chat, make some noise. We may not have a live crowd, but we certainly deserve one in terms of an event that we've got here. One of the biggest European Valorant events we've seen thus far. And it's time for these two teams to get it on.
The best of the best in this playoff stage. You couldn't have asked for 4 better teams, really, coming into this tournament. Those are the 4 we hope to see, and those are the 4 we get. And now it comes down to crunch time on this best-of-1 stage. Team Liquid taking a bit of an opening skirmish. They've got a lot of players stacked up outside B, and it looks like they want to commit.
The Razes firing off against each other, but it's Soulcast losing out on the opening duel. Hip's able to take him down, and Hip stands strong with a lot of help from this as well. The site is thoroughly under control of Nip. This is looking real good from him, and Liquid are just going to back away straight through the teleporter. Now, there is still one player up on the A site, but Nip are going to quickly try and rotate round. Can they get there fast enough? The orbs go out, and fear off. That's what you want to see. Headshot delivered. Lucker's backing him up, and this is not going well for Liquid. The pistol round could be thoroughly in the hands of the NIP squad as Eccles only gets one, Hips chiming in with another, and that's the way you get it done. You're not going to be fooled starting this off, and they got off to a strong start, Mitch. That's what we were looking at.
Yeah, exactly. We're hoping that they can pick up these pistol rounds and get themselves the early rounds because realistically, that's where they've been struggling. In a lot of the series that we saw, even against the likes of a BBL, they weren't able to find pistol rounds and they just fell behind massively. So getting this on the board is valuable. Now what they need to be careful of is that they're up against Team Liquid, a team that won't necessarily take it lying down up against NIP, and you can see immediately they've gone in for the force buy, taking up all the weapons that they can, a Stinger, a Marshall, and they're going to look to use their numbers to bridge the advantage over into their favor, perhaps, up against this NIP lineup.
And Liquid's one of the only teams that generally force up after losing pistol on both rounds. We see some teams just do it for one, for example. Liquid style of players, we believe we're better than them, we'll out-frag them, and we'll get the job done. Now, Fearoff needs to be careful here. Good use of the shock darts for the starting point. But the spike will be planted, no problem at all here for Liquid. That's already better than what they did in the previous round, but now they also need to get some kills. Oh, there's a slight gap in the Sage wall, but Lucker, he can't hit the shots just yet. He's checking there's no flank coming out towards him. Hip, now he started off the last round really strong, and we spoke about him. He was unhappy with his individual performance at this event so far. Yesterday he came alive. If he gets going early on here, that's a real problem for Team Liquid. Rhyme looking to get involved as now he's checking through lamps. He's looking out for it all. Oh, and that's not so good. Cryptics, Eccles, they're chiming in. They're coming back, but there is a defuse going on. They can't stop it. Liquid, a huge error coming out there. Lucker still gets the kill, and that could have been Liquid's round. They just didn't hear that going down.
That's a massive problem for them now. They've force bought up, even with the spike plant. That's going to put them in a bad position for this round. The damage done, though, the fact that they managed to strip away so many rifles puts NIP in a position where obviously they have to buy up. Look at this. All those duels go their way, and Looker does such a good job of pulling this back when he goes over the Marshall, grabbing himself a double kill there. That was Eccles up behind who got killed on the collat. Really shutting down Liquid from having any like even if they just survived and carried those weapons forward, it would have been some form of a recovery. I like that shock dart. Delayed just a second so that if they were pushing through, it would catch some decent damage.
Yeah, waiting to see if they're going to make their way forward. Sometimes we do see a bit of aggression thrown out through Hooker. Lucker getting aggressive here. Not going to find anyone, but he might have enough information here that it can push a bit of a rotate over. That's exactly what's happening. The Omen's going to go on over. Soulcast goes down at the hands of Lucker, though. And for now, NIP feel like they've got a good read on the system. They certainly do. But Liquid can quickly turn this around. All it takes is for Cryptics to get a pick here. Someone to make a mistake. Oh, he's playing off the edge of Scream, though. He's just going in front of his crosshair. Oh, Scream's been spotted. Nicely done by Hip. He is back on it, Mitch. He's getting it done. Eccles may find him, but it's not going to be too much for him to get done there because he's all alone. He's completely swarmed. Nip had the gamble stack going correctly. They had the early read in it. They just left Lucker at A. And this is a 3-0 for Liquid.
That's a good start for them, definitely, but they haven't faced a full buy yet, and that's where things can take a turn for the worst. Liquid now pulling out the Phantoms and the Vandals. Of course, they force bought into round number 2, had whatever weapons they could manage in the previous, and this is where they managed to pull everything out. As well, because they got the spike plant and managed to get so many kills in those early rounds, they're quite close to their ultimates as well. That could pull them straight back in. But on the other hand, NIP, whilst they're going to have lookers up, Hip could also get the showstopper if he finds just one kill. And that could be a huge turn in the round if that happens at the right moment.
Especially, right, when it comes to being on a first buy round full up here for Team Liquid. He gets one kill, he pops that, and there's a couple of them there. You know how chaotic that could be. Now Link going to try and find this extra information. He knows one's up at the window for now. Liquid go out. Eccles again pushes out with the Shadow Orb. Oh, Hip, he's done it. Gets away with the first. But Scream, he's in the back. He's not going to allow you to get too far. Fearoff thinking he can be sneaky using the teleporter. Not this time around.
Cover going out.
Eccles continues to put the Shadow Orbs out, and this is smart because what it's doing is going to delay the vision that Nip can get to try and get involved in this retake. Liquid does have the numbers advantage, but that can quickly turn around. Rhyme jumps into the site. That Sage Wall, perfect timing there. Rhyme wanted to try and have a look towards bathrooms, but now that's going to be shut down as the spike is completely planted, ticking away, but it's not over yet. Oh, that's a good nade coming out. Credo still able to find himself one. Nip needs to push on this. Lucker's popped his ult, but he's only getting it once. Eccles spraying them down, and this is what you want to see happen. Eccles yesterday tweeted out that he had one of the worst games of his career in Valorant. He knows right now it's crunch time, especially in a best of one. He cannot allow that to happen.
Yeah, we were bringing that up yesterday, right? That,
oh, yeah.
He got, what, 3 kills and 8 kills or something like that? It was very, very quiet from him when we expect quite a lot. Obviously, on Ascent, they were getting pressured like crazy anyways. But I'm happy to see that he's bouncing back here and managing to do some damage in such an important round as well. The problem is with NIP getting that 3-0 start, even with all the kills that were coming through, they've still got plenty of cash.
Yeah.
And a double operator setup is going to be pulled out by them at this stage. This is the...
Ooh.
It's a pretty crazy meta when it comes through. It's very hard to deal with. But Looker, the whiffs we were talking about earlier, he delivers one now.
And it's always on bind. He plays so close sometimes here. And you look, where the Shadow Orbs are down, he could not have backup from a teammate, which means there's no refrag coming in. I feel like if we made a highlight clip of the misses that Lucker has, it's mainly from that position in bind. When he plays further back, he gets it. When he's boosted up high, he gets it. But when he gets close range like that, they can swing on him, and all it takes is one miss. And even if he gets the kill, usually there's a second player there because they're so close up in his grill.
Yeah, it's a massive problem for Looker. Even when he's got his ultimate out, it's those right clicks that consistently miss. He's still the second highest rated player in the tournament, so we're not taking him down all too many notches. But it's just really weird when you see him whiff those shots, but then he delivers massively in other rounds.
Well, that's the thing, Mitch, right? That's why I'm mentioning it, is because he is so damn good. And it's just like that position is his unlucky Lucker position.
Yeah, absolutely, his unlooker. The problem for Team Liquid is that they didn't push into A fast. There's still one player there.
Oh, no, Cree!
That's so unfortunate. How Cree doesn't manage to get that, I'll never know. A little bit too aggressive by Solkus, and the ultimate came through, but didn't land enough damage to take down a kill. Fearoth looking to get up close. He needs to deliver massively. Comes around the corner safely, looking for another in the cage, but he can't get it done. A res even comes through on a Link, and this should be the round confirmed. The rotate still hasn't come through over towards that A site from Rhyme. And I'm imagining this is just going to be a save because he's recovered Looker's operator.
What an incredible round there from Liquid. Opening pick on A. It's Lucker that gets taken out. Then they decide to rotate back around towards B. There's so many moments, though. If Cree had got that kill when he was sat at the top of B long, this would be a whole different ball game right now. This wouldn't be something where we can say Liquid have definitely got this round because they were just all lining up for him. No one checked it. What is it with teams at the moment, Mitch? They're just like, oh, yeah, we'll walk round the corner. We're just not going to check it. And it's such an obvious spots to check for me.
Yeah, it is a little bit wild. I guess noise had been made on the side and 2 players spotted, and they guessed, well, because of that early A presence, they will have rotated one over, right? There'll be a second player on A. So then they thought they knew exactly where the B players were because they'd only just shown themselves. But that's a massive issue for them because that, as we said, big gamble by NIP to just leave Ryan by himself to hold down A when he lost Looker early on and they had 0 information. They committed to the 3B stack, and it worked out for them. Well, in a way, it worked out for them because they had the players there to defend. but obviously they didn't hit the shots, which is the problem. And I feel like if Kree found that shot, maybe Fearoth wouldn't feel the need to play so aggressive. Or he would have went aggressive, possibly, but Kree could have TP'd over, or they had a crossfire.
Certainly possible. Liquid are going to make this competitive. Lucka, though, he's getting the start off here. Maybe up on short. And now he can just fall back.
That's quite funny, actually, because Looker in the previous round obviously got destroyed in that position. And I guess there was just no way Liquid thought, oh, not only will he go there, he'll actually peek more aggressively this time.
Lucker's like, do not worry, I will not give up.
They won't expect it a second time, and they didn't. Really well read by Looker.
Link again. Trying to get some information for himself. The recon's going to go up. Straight away it's destroyed, which means Link doesn't get any more of a tell on it than what he'd already seen. Scream wants to push into this, but Lucka can do so much damage. Great placement of the wall. It's actually going to allow him to get all the way across. This is a huge opportunity now for Liquid to try and push in. Rhyme, being the sole defender, is going to be pushed away from Lamps. Already rotations coming in. Only Kree sat down on B for the moment. But Liquid quite easily. Oh, huge. The ult goes up. Scream heals himself back up. And this is all still going the way of NIP. Great work coming out from them. Perfect timing on the ult. And Liquid, you may have got the spike down, but that's all you're going to get by the looks of it. Because it's only Link remaining.
He's being hunted down as well. Look at this aggressive stance by Hip. He really wants to find this kill and make sure the weapon isn't saved over, but took his knife out, thinking Link had ran all the way to spawn. And so an extra frag for Link. His ultimate online, alongside a couple of his teammates. Liquid could pull this back, but a nice start for both teams, really. It's a close competitive one, 4-2. NIP obviously got that 3-0 injection off the pistol round in the force buys of Liquid. Also, this third ult that came through, that stopped, first of all, halted Scream's healing, and he just about managed to get above the point where he would be taken down, but then they spotted him. And I really like the blast pack fake. They threw it out, knowing full well that it wouldn't actually kill him. But Hip just held it, left it there, so that Scream had to shoot it, or just was moving back as his teammate came around the corner to finish him off. It was a very easy kill for Rhyme.
Liquid still wanting to try and aggress onto A. Now, they're going to try and find some success through bathrooms. They know how Luck has been playing on short. They've still got to be cautious of Fearoth here. The ult's going out. Fearoth gets the hell out of there. He doesn't want to stay. No one's actually even close to that. Oh, great work from Soulcast, though. Onto Hip, and he finds himself two. Walks straight into the site, domes a couple of heads, and instantly the spike's going to be planted. That's the way you enter in like an absolute boss.
The confusion caused by the smoke and paranoia towards Heaven. The players on site didn't quite know what was being covered and what wasn't, and couldn't figure it out on time. At this point, NIP just go in for the save. 3 players left alive. They don't want to retake it, and we will be looking at 4-3. That's massive by Liquid. A really nice opening, and they still have a very important ultimate online in the hands of Soulcast. That showstopper, as we said, can be the turning point in a round. NIP are getting close to the point where they won't be able to buy.
I like that there from Eccles. Doesn't want to show himself in case someone is poking into spawn. And it will mean that they can actually still continue on the hunt. And Lucka's just holding the angle. No one's going to push him now. Soulcast still goes down, though. A bit unfortunate there. But still, only one player going out of it. And Liquid will not allow NIP to stretch their lead too far here.
So you actually lose a little bit more with Soulcast falling than what you normally would. Obviously, his armor and weapon disappear. The problem as well is that he already had his ultimate online. So that's a very negative equity trade because your opponents get one ult charge, and normally the trade-off there is that you get one as well. But that's just been wasted away alongside all the utility, well, the equipment that he had. Obviously, you keep your utility round to round.
Yeah, no abilities lost. That's the beauty of it. I know you're a fan of saying potentially abilities should have a bit more weight and be taken out like that, but I don't know how it is for the moment for me. I'm pretty comfortable with it because abilities play such a big part. You really have to change a lot in economy if we're going to look at that. Now Soulcast going to send his boombot speeding off forward. At least have the information that someone is close enough by. Kree needs to find some success for this nip side as well. Because so far at B, he's not had much luck. They're so far up already, and Scream just rips his head clean off. It's no problem at all. Luck has moved on over. He will be able to get at least one, and no one's checking for Hip. Oh, Hip! He is on one today. He's getting the job done. And him and Lucka still well within this. He's got backup now from Creed. This could be huge for NIP. Lucka just locking it down now. Liquid, they need to find a way to deal with this. It's not going to be in this round at all, but it doesn't matter where Lucka seems to go. They can't deal with him many times. He's always good for one.
Well, Link as well seems to be. Fires off in panic. He thought he was about to be peeked. This is not an easy situation to win out at all, and especially not when he peeks with the recon in hand, but somehow still manages to get away with that one. Spike retrieved, 14 seconds, and a player waiting for him on site. It's Looker that fires off again too early, but the classic, the right click will be more than enough to take down Link. A 3K for Looker, and a very important round for NIP, 1 out. If they lost that, they're down to an eco, and Team Liquid probably take a convincing 5-4 lead, and then obviously build from there.
I love what Lucka was doing there as well, right? Just toying with his food as it be, jumping around all over him. He got away with murder. Position not checked. Again, another corner, Mitch.
Absolutely. Check your corners. It's our motto. And one that teams don't seem to be taking on all too much. I also like the approach from Looker, not just for the style points of jumping around with a classic right clicking, but also you're up against an operator. So it makes it much harder to hit you if you're just swinging left and right. And obviously it doesn't detract that much from the right click accuracy.
Oh, no. Lucka getting aggressive, but that's a huge miss. He goes through the teleporter, luckily, but they could quickly hunt him down.
No, he's got the blast pack, but not in time to get around the corner. It even connects to the wall, not fully extending down the ramp. That's an ultimate just thrown away there for Hip.
Yeah. That's one as well that you need to hang on to for those magic moments. He thought he could push him all the way back, and well, he did push him, but it wasn't by getting kills. That's the problem.
I guess he was hoping that once they took down that opening duel that they would just rush forward, or once they took Looker out of the equation through the TP.
Fear of missed. Eccles managed to get the kill. That's a huge one. And Liquid don't have to commit to anything at the moment because they don't actually have a forward position anywhere. Oh, the timing there. If Link decides to take a shot, he waits for it, but Lucka is able to reply. If Liquid now decide to go towards A, which is what it looks like, this could be huge. Only Rhyme on the Cypher is there. He's spotted it with the camera. He can hear a lot of footsteps. Starts off strong and he just backs away. He wants his teammates to come and give him the help he certainly needs. But Liquid will continue to barrel onto the web bomb site here.
Cryptix takes him down the rocket just for good measure, just to make sure. But Looker's popped his ultimate, a knife, delivered to Soulcast, hand delivered as the plant is going to go down. But Looker can dash on out of here and cause some serious damage. Smoked out, through it he comes, but Eccles goes down. And they know where Cryptix is, easily done through the cage. And another round for NIP, looking a whole lot better than they have in the past now, Banks.
Yeah, this is more like it from NIP. This is the playoff style performance you wanted to see from these guys. And Liquid, they can get into the sites at times. They're finding some of the opening picks here. But overall, NIP are playing the better team game. Just the way Ryan played it there, right? Got the opener, decided to fall back, and it was Scream who just got absolutely destroyed. And he decided, you know what, I won't stick around for too much longer. I know this rotate's going to be coming in, and I'm going to wait in a smart way for my teammates to come back me up.
Impressed by this scoreline. We said that the pistol round could help NIP out a lot, and you see there how much it is. But obviously connecting those 2 rounds in a row, now pushing Liquid to a position where even with spike plants and all the kills they're finding, they're very low in economy. They've got no ultimates to play around with the exception of just the Cyphers, which generally isn't going to change the game massively. It's very situational. And obviously they're just 1 away from a res as well. This could be a round where that comes into play.
Oh! Soulcast. Quick movement there to get himself out. Now for Liquid, though. They've tried A multiple times. They had success the time they did the bathroom bust. Short has been a real problem for them. Whether it's Lucka or whether it's Rhyme, they've just not been able to get in successfully. B's been a bit hit and miss, but the defense from Nip has been so strong. Probably stronger than what Liquid really expected.
Oh, definitely, considering when they last met here. We know the attacking side is where NIP really struggled against G2 and Liquid. So obviously the good foundations are very important. The push about to come out. They don't check the corner. And again, a kill ×2 going over to Rhyme. We said the res could take effect, and it does indeed, to pull things back over to Liquid's, maybe not their favor, but at least out of NIPs on the retake. The wall down, confirming the plant. No damage from the shock darts. I don't think that's even going to connect. No, it's a little bit too high.
Liquid right now having to spend so much in rounds just to get a win. That revive came in. Eccles being up high. Needs to be able to get more than one kill here when they start to push in. NIP getting themselves set up for now. Recon straight away destroyed, but Hip pushes on it. This is really good from Hip. He continues to just run all over Liquid at this moment. Fear off. Oh, that's what you want to see from Eccles. Big work from him. Had himself boosted up. Luck is just going to go and hold on to his weapon. They jump into the teleporter, and Liquid will finally take another round back here. But you still got to say, it gets far too close here, Mitch. Like, the fact that Hip has been having so many bad games this tournament. Yesterday, he looked so much better. I said he'd been DMing, he'd been getting himself into that shape. Right now, he's looking like he's back on form as well, which is why it's looking good for NIP.
It definitely is, and if Hip is on form when it comes to the attacking side, that could really be what saves them from what happened last time on Bind versus Liquid. Again, on the attack, you'll remember it was 9 rounds for Liquid, but what's more impressive was it was 9 straight rounds. It's just like NIP woke up towards the end of that. They won the final 3, the first 3 of the next half with the pistol under their belt, but they still only finished with 5. They're doing marginally better now when it comes to the defense. But I would like to see them at least get up to those 7 rounds so they can feel somewhat comfortable coming into the next. Here's the teleport coming through from Eccles, giving himself a nice angle up behind them. No one seems to be paying attention to him. He's now fully through, and a free kill onto Looker as he emerges from lamps. Solkus with another, and that is a huge whiff from Ninjas in Pyjamas to allow Eccles to go unchecked like that.
And it's this double op setup from Nip and Liquid, right, that we're continuing to see. Liquid not so much, but they did use it in previous games. On the defensive side here for NIP, it's something they regularly go for, right? Lucka and Fearoff. And they play it so well. Very expensive investment, I'll give them that. But given how many rounds they've managed to pull together, it's certainly been viable.
What I can't understand is when you look at that play from Eccles, he TP's just under Heaven in the little cubby to the right of it as you're coming out. And that must have been heard by both the Heaven player and I think it was Looker who was in Lambs.
Yeah.
And yet they just completely ignored him as they came back out. They were so focused on the push coming through. Maybe it's one of those scenarios where they just missed it. They didn't realize it was coming through because obviously they were ADS looking for the fight straight away. But you can't allow those sort of mistakes to slip through the cracks. That gives Liquid a 5th round, and now at best for NIP they win this one. They've got to commit everything to it. And their ultis aren't really near being online. Kree can maybe get his, but that's about it. Now it's the same in the Liquid camp. But obviously with the performance, with already 5 rounds, I guess they've got no pressure on their shoulders.
Eccles has certainly turned it up a notch, though. But it's going to need the rest of Liquid to make it happen. They want to try and secure this game. Hip lets the boombot go out. Gets destroyed, which gives him the information at least someone is close. He's got a teammate to back him up as well for now.
You know, a lot of the rounds that we see from Liquid actually involve that camera, and generally when it's in play, that means it's going to be a B hit. Now, they've just spotted it out for NIP. I wonder if they have that kind of a read.
Yeah, are they aware that this will be the usual style? Grenades go out. Bit of spam towards the wall as well, but Liquid, they'll avoid it. It's not too much of an issue for them.
The recon was going to go through from Link, but he decides not to. Thought maybe that meant they were going to swap back over, but now after Blast Pack, it looks like it's going to go through. Maybe Scream to entry. Yes, indeed, they're going straight on through. Kree's already left, leaving his teammate by himself. Hip already got a massive play from this angle, but they're ready for it. A wall bang to take him down before they even spot him. Being very cautious of it. And look at the rotates, Banks. They've gone fully into B. 4 players. Looker is now starting to think, wait, no one else is pushing? Oh no, we've made a mistake. And it looks like they have, as Liquid overrun the A site completely for free. They don't know that, though. That wall's very passive.
Yeah, that was a cautious one. How many times have we seen Rhyme or Fearoff still hanging around someone being in that position? Nip will try and find their way, and they know they have to go for this. 4 versus 5. Liquid have a huge advantage in it. Lucka already eyes open onto bathrooms. The orbs go out. Lucka wants to try this again. Fakes it. They're not pushing just yet. They're being very careful, though. Liquid lost to this last time. The spam going through. They need to be oh so careful. Eccles is putting in work. Soulcast gets it on to Kree, and it's 6-6 at the first half here. As Liquid, they do fight back with everything they got, but you got to say, this was super impressive from NIP. They haven't been getting off to great starts here, Mitch, but this time around, it did look so much better. They're back at least into the form we expect from these guys.
Right here. Right here.
Now, for NIP, 6 rounds is decent. It's good.
Right here.
But we need to see a much better attacking side than what's been in play before.
Right here.
Anytime that NIP have been on the attacking side, it has been less than admirable. You look back through their games with Liquid, with G2, they started there, and it was a measly 3 rounds.
Ooh.
Watching here.
The same versus G2, exactly the same performance.
Oh, no.
We got to see so much more. They did well versus BBL, Vodafone Giants, Bonk, but versus this level of team, even historically when they played Liquid under Fish, it was the same situation, 4 rounds attack.
Scream, he's always with this defensive rule super early just to slow him down, just to make him waste some time there. It must be so infuriating to play against.
I'd imagine so. And you remember the game that they played before, actually, where Scream, because of his slows and his wall and how the round had gone down, he ended up forcing a 3v5 save from his opponents.
Yeah.
When they still had utility and everything, but just because the wall was in play, they couldn't commit towards the A site.
And we just saw it there, right? Liquid then go aggressive in bathrooms, knowing that that's where they might push around. They now have all this information. They can rotate players over to B if they wish. That's exactly what's happening. Cryptix is making his way in. The drone's going to be spotted out soon enough either way. Oh, great work there from Eccles. He throws the paranoia down, but Link, he's getting the shock darts on go. He's putting the recon up as well. It's going to give him a lot of information, but is it going to help them net some kills? Link trying his best here, but it's not going to be enough just yet. Oh, Cryptix being blocked by Soulcast. You got to be careful, boys. 3 versus 2. Scream is up in the window. He's a deadly man on his own.
You see how selfless he is? Just swinging forward to the window, even when he was low HP, knowing he's probably going to die, but his teammates ran out the door to trade him immediately. That was so essential. Otherwise, if it's just the 2 players pushing from the doorway, from spawn, that's easy to just spray one. The other guy comes around the corner, you keep tapping. It can go wrong.
It's that really good communication, right? Like, I'll bait myself here, boys, but you need to push off the back of this.
Yeah. They managed to get it, finding the trade, putting a round up for Team Liquid. We said pistol rounds really were essential for NIP. This is going to be a struggle for them.
Mitch, does anyone else play a Sage like Scream does here on shore? I don't think they do, not from EU side of things.
In a way, like, you will see early walls. Generally, that's going to be for boosting up.
Yeah.
I feel like Scream is very smart in when he puts those walls down, considering how little time he has on the Sage recently as well. Like, he's slotting into that role for the team very well.
Fast push coming in. Cryptix will walk away with 2 kills straight away. They know, though, that Lucka has got in the back lines. He worked his way through super fast, but Scream dealt with him. More damage being done here. Scream is on the hunt. Soulcast is backing him up, and oh, you know it's bad when he starts to do something like that. You know they're just on a bit of a hype mode.
Yeah, there were like 3 other players spraying at him as well, so I really don't think Fearoth was getting out of there alive. And the knife attempt, well, at least he was saved from it.
He doesn't want to be humiliated at this point.
That was the El Clasico coming out from NIP. Just classics, rush up and see what you can get done. In this case, it wasn't very much. But realistically, in a round like that, you shouldn't be getting anything done. So, well played by Liquid, more so than anything you can be critical of NIP. 8-6. With a 2-round lead now in play, they come into the full buys. And you can see Team Liquid are taking a lot of weaker weapons in. They've got 2 Spectres and 2 Bulldogs. Only 1 real rifle hit. That's so sneaky. He's already in the smoke. But Eccles was watching it this time. He didn't get hit by the recon dart, and so he thought he had the chance to sneak on through.
And now Eccles has got a free upgrade. How did he go get Phantom from that Spectre? That's so unlucky for Hib.
It's massive. And Hip had a good read.
Yeah.
I don't think that was a bad play, but for Eccles to play up behind the smoke,
just unlucky.
That smoke generally you're going to think is just to keep you back and they can spray through it if they spot you with the dart, but obviously he was using it to cross to the left side so they'd have a crossfire to make up for the weaker weapons.
They'll definitely be looking for that in the future, though. It may work once, right? Now Nip will go, maybe we should be cautious of that. I don't want that happening again, that's for sure.
That's where you could see a well-lined up boombot going through just to clear it.
True, why not? Now still, focus from NIP towards B. As Eccles goes down after he gets that initial kill. Now his Phantom's on the floor, but Link is going to try and hold strong. He knows players are around him. Kree is in the site. He's waiting for the rotation to come over. It's still a 3 versus 3. Oh, Scream's position. Oh, and he dinks him! That's brilliant. Rhyme goes down. Now the spike's going to be planted. Kree needs to put in a huge amount of work. He's lost a lot of health here. This is less than ideal. Soulcast walks round. Spike carrier killed. Lucka all alone. He's running out of time with it as well. Scream's going to try and make this work, and he can just hide it off for now. He doesn't have to push on it. Time is not on Lucka's side. He's just going to... Oh, no! He was trying to back away, and instead he just missed it. It's hard, right? Because you know they could poke at any time. You jump back a little bit. 2 times on that round, both for Hip and just then for Lucka, was just the worst timing it could possibly be.
Oh yeah, that was really terrible. I look at Kree as well. Blast back, he's like, all right, he's going to push me now. Another blast back. And then by the time the fight comes in, there really was very little he could do. It was a headshot anyways by Soulcast. For Team Liquid, that 9th round is invaluable. They've now pushed another eco over to NIP, or what could definitely be one. They're not far enough behind that I would recommend force buying. But a couple of sheriffs can never go wrong.
Yeah, we know what the sheriffs can do for sure.
Like, you have to think about what Liquid just achieved. NIP's second round, where they came in with those kind of buys, they really, really struggled. And or third round, rather, coming into the buy, where they had SMGs, like Bulldogs. Liquid have just gotten away with it. Got free upgrades on some players as well. And now they've got a very weak buy that they're up against. That nade, that's huge. 23 health. And they can't break that wall fast enough, but a really nice blast pack to shut Scream down.
Scream's like, I will survive, I will heal. No! Eccles now on the operator, though. Yeah, that's smart. Back away from this, right? Get into the halls, because you're very out in the open. You're certainly at risk of being pushed here, and you don't want to allow Nip to get around off the back of pistols here, just for some silly mistakes, some slight over-aggression. This is where Nip all fall back down. They just try and go to A.
They've already got Looker just crept out. The Cryptix is the Cypher in this instance. That's a real issue because that camera just up high, if he can actually get in here and take bath control.
Yeah. This is huge. Do they come through the teleporter now? Lucka may think it's actually pretty clear, but it doesn't matter.
Oh, it's a TP towards B, in fact. They're just running into Link one at a time. Eccles shutting them down, and it looks like it's just going to be as clean as can be. 6 seconds left. Link falls. It's not a great player to lose, but...
I'm confused, Mitch, on this round for NIP. Like, you had actually some control. I thought they were just going to try and push round to A. There were still players at B long. They could have gone through that teleporter. Lucka had a lot of ground, but I guess he was still not sure where players were, so he was slightly worried. And
yeah,
I don't know. It was a bit of a wasted effort.
What could have worked out even better as well is because Lucka was so far pushed up, they would have quickly rotated if they heard double or triple TP.
Yeah.
And then Lucka could probably catch them off guard in this position.
True.
Because they'd be coming out of bath, so they'd be so focused over there that he could just catch them on the side. But obviously they obviously had a little bit less information than us.
Of course, yeah.
We can
see. We know what's going on all the time, you know. It does help. Eccles is really pushing it to this game, isn't he? He tweeted out yesterday he was not happy. One of his worst individual performances of his career.
Oh.
Prime time again.
Did Soulcast take his knife out there? If so, that's a huge loss for them early on. Even the ult orb that's just now as free as can be for these guys to pick up. But Looker's gone around. He's hunted it down.
That even got pinged by Rhyme as well.
The res is going to come through from Liquid. That wall's actually been broken. Scream had obviously fallen back. The potential was there.
Eccles helping out. Oh, they're tapping it. Huge work there from Scream. He's known for his one-taps. He's known for the headshots in Valorant as well. As the Sage, he's getting it done, and he finishes off Brime. He makes it look so easy. And this is Liquid, defensive side, looking fully dominant here. It's a best of one and nip. They need to gain some ground. They need to pick up some rounds. Otherwise, this could be a very one-sided first map.
It definitely could be, Banks. And this was why I was so worried when I didn't see NIP get up higher on rounds to 7
said like
or
a
8.
minimum 7, right?
Yep, minimum 7. I really wanted the 8, but on 6, their attacking side had to be good from the get-go. And as soon as that pistol round went away, I started to get flashbacks. Because we said it, when NIP don't get those pistols, they don't get off to that early injection of rounds, they don't get the job done. And even look at their attacking side. Let's pretend that if they lost the pistol, the rest of the game would go as it did. They would only have the 3 rounds that they did previously. So really, it wasn't that much of an improvement when it came to buy rounds.
This is 8 rounds in a row for Liquid now. NIP have taken a timeout because they need to figure out how on earth they deal with this. Now, Lucka does have his ult up, so they can play off the weapons. Lucka doesn't need to buy into it, right? And they might be able to do something magical here. But either way, Liquid just seem to have their number. Everything Liquid's been showing us has been huge.
That's been what we expect from Team Liquid, right? The only sad thing is the fact that NIP are in this consistent position where they struggle to deliver, because I feel like they've got what it takes. And Looker definitely isn't having the same level of game that he has previously. But the upside is that his teammates are actually there alongside him. They're supporting. And I feel like that's almost why he's not up on the 20 kills at this point, because he hasn't had to do all the heavy lifting by himself. And yet even still, when the win conditions are being filled out for NIP, they don't deliver when it comes to those buys. They've only won 3 buy rounds at the moment.
Yeah. Less than ideal for these guys.
And I hate to break it to you, but it's only buy rounds left. Obviously, they could push Liquid down to a weaker buy, but that'll even take a while. With the money that they've got, they can pretty much go until 11-8 before they touch that.
Yeah, definitely. And for here and now, when you're looking at what Liquid have to throw into this round, we've got the ult up on Scream and Link. And yes, there may be more ults at the moment for NIP, but it's how valuable these ults are going to be. Link could do some serious work with his. Scream just the ability to revive someone back into a round.
Markers going out all over the place.
They're just pinging everything, you know.
Ping the whole map in case they're watching the streams. They'll be like, wait, they're going here? No, wait, here? What? There's a little teddy bear.
There's you on the left, me on the right.
A very aggressive teddy bear with a knife.
I'm ready for anything, mate.
Is he wearing a sweater in this one, or is that just the lighting on the left?
It does look like he's wearing a sweater, doesn't it? He's got a little hoodie on, he's hiding. Or if that, he's in a sack, maybe. Yeah, he's in one of the sacks, potentially. You see the sacks around us. I say us like it really is us.
Look all around, Mitch. Look.
Check your surroundings. There we go. Right, so Lucka pops it straight from the beginning. Eccles in a great spot there. Doesn't need to even shoot that boom bot. He may get tagged. Ooh, he's getting tagged quite heavily, actually. That's a bit of an awkward whiff as well, missing the boom bot, but really there for Eccles. That boom bot wouldn't have got near to it.
Yeah, and it's 50 damage that's just been delivered to him.
Yeah.
Just quite a lot, all things considered.
Hooker control now also for him. Ooh, Soulcast, though. This is where it gets very scary. We've seen him do this time and time again, have huge success as soon as he spots someone out.
And the drone is going to be what spots them out, potentially. Does it check the corner? Yes, it does. And here comes the nade, surely, in just a second.
Boom. Oh!
He's out of there. The blast pack used to just disengage on that one. No, either player that you got in that situation, it was either going to be blast packed out or a dash from Looker. So you probably weren't getting the kill, but at least a blast burned up, so it stops for the very fast aggression through. But they're going to attempt that anyways. Out comes the ultimate as well, onto a corpse still. The trades going over to Team Liquid somehow before Lynx eventually dealt with, but Solkis still towards the back of the site. He was left on 20 HP after the earlier fight, and so quickly cleaned up.
Much better here from NIP. May have cost them a lot in this round, but they have secured it for now. Still 2 more players to find, but it's looking pretty good for him. Lucka right on the edge. Scream walking round, but he loses his head instantly. Now it's all on Cryptics, and It's me oh so difficult to go for. He starts to push through the smoke. I like it. Very confident. I respect it. And he's still delivering, but he's only good for one. Lucker eventually takes him down. Weapons are going to be found as well.
Oh, man. That was such an important round for NIP, and for them to connect it, getting a buy on the board, we have to again look down towards that Liquid side and see it ain't getting any easier for a little bit. They've got plenty of money, but more importantly than the credits on the right-hand side is the ultimates that are in play, or are the ultimates. You got Scream, Link, Cryptix, and Soulcast ready to go. All they're missing is a teleport, and even then, they're only one away from it. As I squint to see, distinguish a 6 from a 4. But I've done it. So yeah, like they literally essentially have all ults ready to go. Even with the control they have now in towards Bath, they could just rotate around and pick it up, but I don't think they're fully focused on ult orbs at the moment. They want to be winning those duels and finding all the advantages that they can.
Oh, God. That shouldn't have got that close. Oh. Brilliant work from Soulcast. Oh, that's a huge problem here.
Oh, God. Scream just swings. He doesn't care. Providing the cover as the ultimate from Soulcast doesn't get used up properly, but still, it gives away the info on where Kree is. Ooh. And as he takes down Scream, things get a little bit easier. He's even dodged the recon. But with where he was standing, there's nowhere else he could be at this point other than this corner. Do they know that, though, is the question.
Scream's wall there, was that to bait them to think he was going up high? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
I was looking like, what are we doing with this wall,
I think it's simultaneously, if it went deep enough, blocked out lamps. This is so...
Oh, God, that was close.
Oh, my God.
Lucky Cryptix is there. They must have had an idea, because, like, Eccles is just right out in the open.
Yeah.
But that could have quickly turned into just a lost player for no reason.
That was like a bait in those, like... single-player games, you know, you see one of the NPCs stood on the side of the road, you go up to help, and they, like, steal your wallet or something. It's just stood there, like, come shoot me, come on, come on. Then Cryptix jumps out of nowhere. And a bookie in play for Hip. Things are getting desperate.
No, the lack of money is a real problem for him, for sure.
The attacking bookie, you really don't see that every day.
He's just going to go rush on forward, boost back his way in, and pop him in the face. It might work. You could believe in it. Nicely done from Eccles, and no chance of a refrag. He gets tagged up a little bit, straight away healed. Link's not going to be spotted out here either. Might not even be focused at this point. NIP. Oh, what can they do, Mitch? Where can they find some success? It's going to take some grave errors coming out here from the Liquid camp. They now start to get themselves back over towards A. Scream already does have his ult up. Everyone except Soulcast has his ult up. This is huge. Recon Bolt gets destroyed straight away. Fearoff trying to make his ult work for him, but it's not going to connect with anyone. It's not even close. They might get the spike down in this at least, but Soulcast can hear what's going on. It's Scream with the headshots. Satchel goes in as well. The grenades at the same time. Oh, Soulcast is just putting in work right now. He's making it so hard for everyone on NIP. Fearoff's able to get one, but it's instantly traded out, and now it's all on Hip. He started to turn things around, but it doesn't even matter.